On today's special episode, our favorite moments from 2024. Plus, Sistema New Brunswick St. Stephen Centre performs their debut concert.
From your hometown local station, this is Good Day from the Bay with Vicki, Hogarth, and Jonathan Brittain.
Good Day from the Bay. I'm Vicki Hogarth.
And I'm Jonathan Brittain. Welcome to our end of 2024 special.
Wow, I can't believe, first of all, that it's the end of 2024, but that we're going to go over the highlights of the year and look back. This is the exact same year that we also launched this show.
I know, where is the time gone?
Oh my goodness. We started the show back in May, and I remember some of our first conversations being that we would talk about what did we want to do on the show. And one of the things we definitely wanted to do was discover food and eat a lot of things.
Exactly. And we achieved some of that. And actually the very first thing that we shot for this show is going to be our first clip for today. Is that's when we took a trip, I think it was the very end of April, I remember. We went over to Deer Island to visit the Capsule restaurant.
Oh my goodness. And what a good first choice.
Oh, it was an excellent first choice.
It was not only amazing food, but also such an incredible experience to take the ferry over to Deer Island just to go have dinner. So it was very special.
Yeah, and it was so exciting. It was the first thing we were shooting, and we were accompanied by, of course, Florence Mitchell, our director and editor here at CHCO, who actually grew up on Deer Island as well. So not only did we just visit the restaurant and did some shopping at the boutique, but we also had a great tour of the island, and it was so much fun.
And if you haven't been to the Capsule yet, we highly recommend it, but here's a look at what we experienced. Here we go!
Woohoo, here we are!
Welcome to Deer Island, where the salty breeze and the sound of seagulls greet you as you step ashore. Today, we're headed to a new culinary gem of this maritime community, the Capsule restaurant.
Located at Lord's Cove, not far from the ferry landing, the Capsule is named after the part of the wharf where fishermen gather to share tales of the sea. As you step inside the Capsule, you're greeted by the warmth of the coastal decor. Walls adorned with photos of fishermen and islanders, and an authentic lobster trap table at the center.
Here, Chef Kyle Stewart takes pride in creating a menu that celebrates the flavors of the sea. Using locally sourced ingredients, every dish is a tribute to the surrounding area.
The braised beef is one of the specialty dishes for sure. That's one of my favorites. It's a dish that I've made for many years, and I was happy to bring it here. The burger is a classic burger. We just try to do good food, but just make it that extra special.
During our visit, we indulged in some of their signature dishes: crispy beer-battered haddock, flavorful fish tacos, and the Capsule burger. Paired with house-cut French fries and homemade coleslaw, every bite was a culinary delight. And of course, we couldn't leave without at least sharing a piece of cheesecake.
Owner Sheena Young is giving us more reasons to make Deer Island our home away from home. Be sure to add the Capsule restaurant to your dining out bucket list. Oh my goodness, watching that back has me craving fish tacos all over again.
Oh, me too. That was such a great day. But the food fun didn't stop there, because for our next show, we went to St. Stephen and visited Pira the Polish Potato.
Yes, so if we didn't get you hungry already by watching the Capsule, get ready to experience Pira the Polish Potato. Step off the beaten path and into a world where tradition meets innovation, where every dish tells a story. Welcome to Pira the Polish Potato, nestled in the heart of St. Stephen, New Brunswick.
Pira the Polish Potato, a culinary gem on King Street, where old world charm meets modern flair. Owners Kinga McDonald and Doug McDonald, along with Kinga's mother Elizabeth, have created a haven for lovers of European cuisine. Pira, the Polish Potato, is a tribute to Kinga's family's passion for European cuisine, especially Polish dishes like pierogies, cabbage rolls, and Canadian-crafted smoked meats from Sikorsky.
We opened end of November of 2023, and the response has been crazy. We wanted to do like a soft launch, and it's been crazy since then. Like the response in Charlotte County has been like incredible. I couldn't ask for anything better.
So before we get into the food, I understand we've been saying your name wrong. We've been saying Pyra, the Polish potato, but that's not correct.
So the right way is pyra, but of course we don't expect everyone to know that. So it's pyra, the Polish potato, and pyra is slang for potato in Poland. So the proper way to say it would be ziemniak, but my father, who we're trying to honor him through the business any way we can, he used to say pyra. So he'd be like, where are the pyra? Or like, you know, someone go get the pyra. So yes, it's pyra, the Polish potato, but we will take pyra, we will take anything. We love it. We try to do specialty items from Eastern Europe. So specifically from Poland, the Ukraine, some products are from Russia. My mom is Polish-Ukrainian. I was born overseas with my brother, and my father was full Polish. So we tried to do smoked meats, which we'll be sampling soon, and they come from London, Ontario, and there's a smoker there. His name is Sikorski. He's been smoking since 1983. So he is fantastic. He's Polish. He knows what he's doing. His product is very high quality. And aside from that, we have a menu, and our most popular items are probably our homemade pierogies, our cabbage rolls, and our chicken schnitzel, which you can get on a sandwich or in a dinner. And a chicken schnitzel is a cutlet. It's been pounded, seasoned, breaded, and then fried.
Doug, a skilled carpenter, has crafted the tables in this cozy establishment to resemble the very ingredient that takes center stage, the potato. Everywhere you look, there's a nod to Poland and the humble spud. There's also an array of European groceries for sale that you won't find anywhere else. And of course, they also sell potato ornaments, including the famous Mr. Potato Head.
From the moment you step inside, the aroma of authentic Polish cuisine fills the air. But it's not just about the food, it's about the experience. The charcuterie boards, a fantastic idea for a picnic or a dine-in experience, boast an array of meats that will tantalize your taste buds and take you on a journey to the old world.
So we'll be sampling most of our products that we have in the counter. Our cheese is Polish Swiss, so it's imported. Then you've got village sausage right here. It's smoked. We've got spicy cabanossi, which is kind of like a pepperette. Then you've got regular cabanossi. You've got garlic sausage, heritage sausage. That is our ham kielbasa. That is our top seller. We sell about 50 kilos every 2 weeks. And then you've got capicola, krakowska, dry European sausage, and then you've got two different hams. You've got Black Forest ham, and then back here actually you've got smoked pork loin.
Pyra, the Polish potato, is more than just a restaurant. It's a celebration of family heritage. Photos of Kinga's late father adorn the establishment, and the warm atmosphere invites you to become a part of their extended family. There's a wall where customers are invited to share their own potato-inspired recipes with one another, making them a part of the Pyra experience.
So whether you're ordering food to go or dining in on one of their charming potato-shaped tables, Pyra, the Polish potato, is already woven into the fabric of Charlotte County, bringing you the very best of European cuisine to southwest New Brunswick, one delicious dish at a time. Eating here feels like coming home.
Pyra, the Polish potato, where every bite tells a story.
That was such a great experience. I mean, they really rolled out the red carpet for us. I mean, not only did we leave very full, but they also gifted me with my own Mr. Potato Head, which is still prominently displayed in my home.
And if you haven't watched a lot of Good Day from the Bay yet and you think all we do is eat from watching the first two segments, we got our bodies moving this year too. So when we come back from break, we're going to show you how Jonathan and I learned to conquer line dancing. Wait for it.
Wait
after
for
the
it.
break.
5, 6, and dip. Double.
Welcome back to Good Day from the Bay. Moving on with our highlights of 2024 was our infamous line dancing with Shauna Fournier.
This hands down one of my favorite things that we taped this year, not just because you and I practiced secretly before Shauna got here. We really did. We were 2 hours on YouTube practicing line dancing. All the wrong moves, it turned out.
Yelling at the videos saying.
But when Shauna Fournier came to the studio and showed us how to move our feet properly, how to time things properly. We got into it pretty well.
I think we did okay. I think we did okay. Let's take a look and you can be the judge.
If you've noticed that we've changed our outfits and the atmosphere around here, it's for a very good reason. We are joined now by Shauna Fournier, who has taken Charlotte County by storm with her line dancing classes at the Bayside Community Hall. Shauna, tell us about these classes. I hear from CHCO volunteers that they are the place to be right now and that they're quite busy with people taking up line dancing.
Yes, thank you. I am truly amazed by how many people are signing up for these classes. So I have 2 classes, a beginner class at 6:15 on Wednesday nights and a general class at 7:15. Each class is about 45 minutes and they're $7 each, so it's very affordable, fun. It's a good form of exercise and it's beginner level mostly, so anybody can do it.
And where can someone who's watching right now who's interested in taking the classes or finding them out more, can they find you online?
Yes, absolutely. I have a Facebook page called Shauna's Belly Dance and Line Dance Classes, and that'll give you all the class schedules and the times and place.
Okay, well, we're going to learn. We're going to see how beginner or advanced we are today because Shauna's going to show us how to do Tulsa time on television, which for whatever reason we thought was a good idea for us.
Yes, I know. And now that I'm hearing about the belly dancing, I'm a little concerned. But and now you said you have a beginner class, so you don't need any advanced training to do this?
No,
okay.
advanced
And
training.
we're both left-handers. Is that okay? Can left-handers learn this too?
Absolutely fine. You'll probably
Okay.
have a little bit of a difficult time transitioning from right to left, but that's always normal in the beginning.
It's the 2 left feet I'm worried about, but we're going to let you take the lead.
Thank you.
So worst case scenario will be your backup dancers today.
Yes.
So we'll
Perfect.
start without music and just learn the steps, and if people are watching at home, they can try to follow along as best as
Absolutely.
maybe show
At
us up
your
a
own
little
risk,
bit.
though. At your own risk.
Well, it is a beginner level line dance. It's a 32 count, and you just start with a double step touch. So we're going to start on our right side, and we're going to step right, step together left, step right, step together left. Then we're going to do the exact same thing to the back, starting on our left. Step left, together right, left, together right. We're good so far?
Yes.
That I can do.
Perfect. Now, the counts for that go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now,
Okay.
that's the first count of 8. The second count of 8 starts with a shuffle step. A shuffle step is a quick step that goes right, left, right. Good?
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Perfect. So
Right,
the count
left,
for
right.
that is 1 and 2. Now that's followed by a rock step. So we're going to rock forward on our left and rock back on the right.
Okay.
Then we're going to do the exact same thing to the back, shuffle step, rock step, starting on our left foot. Shuffle step, rock step. The counts for that go 1 and 2, rock 3, 4, 5 and 6, rock 7, 8.
That's fun. I like
Perfect?
that one.
Think
yeah,
so?
Okay. Yeah, I like the rock part.
Okay, but before we move on, we're going to put that all together right from the beginning.
Okay.
Starting with the double step touch on the right, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Shuffle 1 and 2, rock 3, 4, shuffle 5 and 6, rock 7, 8. Sounds
it.
like you're doing wonderful back
We're
there.
channeling Billy Ray Cyrus very hard right now.
That's perfect. The third count of 8 starts again with the shuffle step. You've already learned that. So we're going to shuffle right, left, right. And then instead of rocking, we're going to pivot turn. So what that looks like is we're going to step left, pivot, switch your weight to your right foot.
Okay.
Then we're going to shuffle step again, left, right, left, and pivot turn, step right, pivot to the front. So you're back where you started.
Okay.
So we're going to put that all together with the counts from the double step touch in the beginning. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Shuffle 1 and 2, rock 3, 4, 5 and 6, rock 7, 8. Shuffle 1 and 2, pivot turn. Shuffle 5 and 6, pivot turn.
Woo!
Perfect.
I'm amazed. I'm amazed. Okay.
I'm amazed too. You guys are doing great.
We shouldn't get too cocky though. Okay, what's next?
Yes, because you have one more count of 8 left. The last and final count of 8 starts with side touches. So how that looks is you step right, touch left, touch right. Then we're going to go into a rock step, rock right, back on left. Then feet shoulder width apart. Put your thumbs behind your belt buckle if you have one, and you're going to hip dip from left to right, 7, 8.
Oh, okay.
Fun
This is
little
very
fancy
fancy. Very
Fun little fancy
fancy.
move at the end there.
And a belt buckle is now on my bucket list.
Me too, me too.
Yes,
Items
you need a
needed.
belt buckle, nice fancy one.
Absolutely.
So that last step looks like this. So we step right, left, left, right, rock, step, and dip. Woo!
Okay.
Okay.
Think we can do the whole thing?
We're gonna do the whole thing. Okay, with counts.
Okay.
Double step touch, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Shuffle step, 1 and 2, rock 3, 4, 5 and 6, rock 7, 8. Shuffle 1 and 2, pivot turn. 5 and 6, pivot turn. Side touch, 1, 2, 3, 4, rock, step, and dip.
Oh my God, we did it. That's amazing.
Are we ready for music?
I think we're ready
think
for
so.
music. We're like prodigies, I think. All right.
Five, 6, 7, double. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Shuffle, 1 and 2, rock 3, 4, 5 and 6, rock 7, 8. Shuffle 1 and 2, pivot 3, 4, 5 and 6, pivot 7, 8. Side touch, 2, 3, 4, rock 5, 6, and dip. Double. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Shuffle, 1 and 2, rock 3, 4, 5 and 6, rock 7, 8. Shuffle 1 and 2, pivot 3, 4, 5 and 6, pivot 7, 8. Side step, 2, 3, 4, rock, and dip. Nice.
So we're ready for tour.
I feel like I'm ready to go on tour with Beyonce. Are you kidding me?
That's perfect.
And this is what I am hearing, that you are doing a Beyonce class.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, that's so exciting.
She didn't take TikTok by storm with Texas Hold'em. She is now taking Charlotte County by storm, and you are leading the way.
Well, I hope so. We're going to try learning Texas Hold'em from Beyonce this Wednesday at the general class.
So the classes are a mix of contemporary and classic line dancing.
Absolutely. It's not just country western music anymore. We line dance to everything, including waltzes.
Okay, and so you don't need any past experience. What about ages? Are you getting all ages?
Absolutely. My youngest is 13, and
wow.
my oldest, I believe, is 76.
That's amazing.
So it's a wide variety.
So not just for professional country singers anymore, or dancers. It's for everyone. This sounds fantastic.
Yes, very fun.
Again, yes, that was one of my favorite segments that we did this year. But Shauna was so great and so lovely to work with. We had such a good time.
She also teaches belly dancing, so I'm thinking
Maybe
next year.
Maybe next year.
2025 goals.
Yeah, we'll work on our bellies first.
We have also taken in, we've not just performed our own shows in studio, but we've gone to some pretty incredible shows this year too. One of my favorites was Canada Day, going to see Canucks on Broadway with Tony Lepage and Courtney Hammond, who are the two behind Broadway by the Sea. But this was their first year doing Canucks on Broadway, and we know that Canadians are huge in music anyway, so they were singing some of the top hits of Canadian
of the Canadian, yeah,
billboards.
It was amazing, and they did such a great job. And yeah, and we got to sit down with them and had a great interview. And of course, me being, with my theater background, I had such a blast meeting them. They're so cool.
And I know that in the summer that's coming this year, they have some big things planned for Kira Amphitheatre here in St. Andrews. But let's take a look now at what they brought to St. Andrews and Kira Amphitheatre in 2024.
We are so thrilled to be here on Canada Day. So you want to hear some more? Then let's do this. We're going to take you on a little trip through time with this concert from the 60s up to the present. So let's stay in the 60s and 70s for a little bit, shall we? Here you go, we're going to take care of business.
Thank you both for sitting down with us today.
It's such a pleasure. Thanks for having us.
Can you tell us what was the inspiration behind Connect on Broadway? I know everyone will know you from Broadway by the Sea, but what
Right.
made you want to do this Ode to Canada?
Yeah, so the people at Kingsbury, the amazing people at Kingsbury, were talking to us about doing a Canada Day show. Well, what could we kind of do? And we thought, well, typically with Broadway by the Sea, we'll bring Broadway friends up and we'll do Broadway songs. But we thought, what if we bring Canadians who have been on Broadway to sing Canadian songs? So we have got two incredible Canadian Broadway performers. Alongside me, I'll be singing some songs too, as I've been known to do here and there. But my dear friends, Adam Stevenson and Tessa Alves, they've been in shows like Disney's Aladdin. They were in $1 Million Quartet. She was in Escape from Margaritaville. Beetlejuice.
Diana on Netflix, tons of things.
They're incredible. Yeah. And we are joined by 4 stellar New Brunswick local performers and a 6-piece all New Brunswick band, and singing songs from the 60s to the present and hitting a lot of hits. It's going to be fun.
Amazing. So all Canadian artists, then. That's incredible. So I have to ask, because we all have our Canadian anthems we love to listen to. But if you had to pick either one, or maybe I'll let you pick 2, what are your favorite Canadian anthems to sing?
Anthems to sing.
Because it's different, like listening, but also as a performer.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So, Don't Forget Me When I'm Gone by Glass Tiger.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Black Velvet, Alana Miles, yes, it's so good.
You wait.
100%.
Not ready when you hear that one. That one is just, Summer of '69 is of course just an absolute giant.
Absolutely.
Such a good one. But we've got some older 60s, 70s songs too.
Oh, yeah.
Like Magic Carpet Ride.
Oh yeah.
Is so fun to sing. That's a really fun one. So we're finding lots of, and then of course Great Big Sea.
Yeah, Great Big Sea.
When I'm up, I can't get down.
Yeah.
There's so many good ones. Trying to put together 75 minutes was legitimately the biggest challenge. We could have done 3 shows, 75 minutes, with the songs we didn't pick.
I know. The Canadian artists too. It just goes on and on and on.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I think sometimes Sorry by Justin Bieber is like our unofficial anthem.
Oh, right.
That's a good one.
For people who don't know your backstory, and I know most people in Charlotte County do at this point, but for people who might be watching from further away, can you tell us a little bit about how you came both from Broadway to bringing and starting Rogue Productions here in New Brunswick?
Yeah, well, we met in New York City when Tony was in Come From Away, and I was working as a casting director and producer in New York. And when the pandemic shut our industry down, Tony's from Fredericton, so we came back up north and spent a lot of time with his family. And make a very long story short, we decided to move here and make it our home. So we moved to New Brunswick now 2 years ago, and we've started a production company here now. We've officially launched Rogue Productions, which is our not-for-profit production company.
Check out rogueproductions.ca.
That's right. And we're doing programming here at Kira in St. Andrews in the summertime, just like we've been doing for the last 2 summers. And we're going to be starting to do more productions in Fredericton as well in the fall and winter and spring.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be pretty busy coming up. Yeah.
Amazing. And then how are you integrating younger New Brunswick performers into Rogue Productions and what you're doing? How are you reaching out to them?
Yeah, so it's been a really amazing process that has been incredible for us. So we're really big on mentorship with our company. We do master classes here, and we're doing a master class, Broadway by the Sea master class coming up on the weekend of August 17th, where we basically it's a call out to whoever wants to come and work directly with the Broadway actors that are here. But we also put out casting calls. We said, send us your tapes, and it was incredible to see the people. There's some people we knew because we had been doing a few shows around, and the people that we found this year has been awesome. And so, send us your tapes.
Yeah.
if you're out there and you're an awesome singer, if you want to sing, send us your tapes.
Yeah,
We'd love to hear.
I'll say this year we got way more submissions than we have in the past. So we're really excited to see how many more we get, because as Tony mentioned, so many of our projects, mentorship is huge, and having the professional Broadway people here with the local up and coming talent. talent. They learn so much just by working with these professionals, and vice versa. The professionals we bring in always comment on our New Brunswick talent, saying,
Always.
wow, they're so prepared, they're so talented, and so it's great for them too to come here and experience New Brunswick the way that we did.
One of the big things for me was, so I'm like Court said, I'm from Fredericton, and so Rogue Productions for me is actually, it's more than just a company. It's essentially my way of saying thank you to the province that gave me my start, and to the people that helped me along the way. And what we want to do is to be able to do that for other people too, and kind of bring that in and do some really, really big, cool, fun stuff.
It's incredible what you've done with talent here in New Brunswick. It's also incredible and worth noting what you've done for audiences. Bringing Broadway to us has really changed the cultural landscape of New Brunswick.
Okay.
And I know a lot of people really want to know what's in Broadway by the Sea this year. Can you give us an idea of what we can expect? Because that's later on this summer.
Yes, August 24th, actually. Yeah.
Right here.
So, and the tickets are on sale, Kingsbrae.
Artcenter.com.
You can get your tickets to it. We've got some amazing artists that are coming up, and we have some pretty cool tunes. We're bringing back a few because there's a lot of songs that people are just like, oh, they want to hear it again. We've had requests. Make sure you do that again next year. Mrs. Flamer has insisted that for as long as we do Broadway by the Sea, that one day more from Les Mis be in the show.
Every year.
So you won't be disappointed. One day more will be presented.
Show.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
That's what I was waiting to hear if I was going to buy my ticket or not.
Based on that one song.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll have
That's
a few highlight, biggest hits from the last 2 summers, but also a lot of new songs too. So we're not announcing our programming just yet, but it's going to be a great show.
Yeah, we're really excited.
Yeah. And what can you tell us in terms of Rogue Productions? What's on the horizon? What are you hoping to do next?
Yeah. So we, we are on the cusp. Right now we are so ensconced in this. You know what I mean? We're doing this Canada Day show. We're basically doing this right now. We have a big old announcement coming next week for a musical that we're going to be doing at the Playhouse in November. And then we're going to be doing more and more. One thing that we can say. Can we?
I don't know. What are you going to say? Yes, you can say that one.
Yes.
You have to say it now.
So last year we did a show called Home for Christmas at the Fredericton Playhouse, and we will be doing it again.
Definitely.
So we can announce, and you've heard it here first.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
You heard it here first.
Home for Christmas.
Home for Christmas, our second annual. That we're hoping this to be an annual sort of tradition.
Yep.
And Mike Doherty's, all of his arrangements are just absolutely stunning.
Yeah,
Mike Doherty's our music director, and he's just world class, and he's come up with these incredible arrangements, and it was just, we wanted to see if people went, and let me tell you, when people showed up, it was sold out last year. So we're going to announce ticket sales will be going on sometime in the summer, and it will be obviously in December, just before Christmas.
But
so
stay
we're really excited
tuned
about
to our
that.
socials this week because we are going to be announcing our fall musical very soon.
But what will it be?
What is it?
Whatever will it
I'm
be?
dying to know. I'm dying to know. Yeah, and Mike Doherty, I mean, he's a great man. I actually have friends in St. John, and they've been writing a musical, and he's been mentoring them.
Oh,
and
amazing.
just been invaluable to their project.
Yeah.
But if I can just be self-indulgent for a quick minute before
Please
we let
do.
you go.
Please do.
As you know, it's sort of on the lines of your mentorship work, but really, as someone who was in Broadway musicals in high school and community theater, and you always have that fantasy or delusion, whatever, of what it'd be like to actually be, in New York on a stage. Can you describe what it was like your very first night on a Broadway stage as a performer? Like, what was it feeling, or were you just so seasoned by that point? It's just another day.
It was the opposite of just another day.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I will never forget the day that I walked down to the theater. That was such an incredible moment for me. I'd been dreaming about Broadway since 1993. Was the first time I ever sang anything really in my high school. I graduated high school in '93. Now you all know how old I am, and you're welcome. But I remember walking down 8th Avenue, and I took a left onto 44th Street, and I saw the sign for Rock of Ages. And I remember I was crying. I just started crying. And I walked into the stage door, and all of a sudden I was allowed. I'm allowed. I can go in here, and nobody's going to handcuff me. I'm good. And so, but I remember going in, and the whole time was just washing over me, just going, wow, that's that thing that I just said. If I just keep going and keep going and keep going, I can get here.
Yeah.
And then I was an understudy, so I understudied all 8 of the characters in Rock of Ages.
Right.
So my job was to be off stage singing. And then if somebody was sick or hurt or whatever it is, then I would go on. So I ended up going on I think it was April 28th. I started on sort of mid-March, and I went on April 28th, I think. And when I remember us sitting side stage, I went on for Dennis in Rock of Ages. It was the first role I ever played on Broadway. And I will never forget that moment. Absolutely not. And it was just, there's something different about it. I had been on all kinds of stages all over the world and everything like that, but when you walk out of, essentially Times Square area into a stage and then do that, it's something changed for me.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, I can understand because I studied I went to National Theatre School, and actually when our last year we had a trip to New York. It was my first time in New York.
Yeah.
And I remember we were running late. We were on a tour of Lincoln Center, and we were running like it was getting close to 8 o'clock. And so we finally finished. We zoomed downtown, and we're trying to get tickets to something.
Yeah.
And of course, almost everything is gone. Long story short, we got tickets to a musical called The Goodbye Girl, and it starred Martin Short and Bernadette Peters.
That's not bad.
Come on.
And the tickets were in the second row, so I was like freaking out. I was going, okay, she's not going to be there. These tickets are going to be fake, something like that. And so I'm sitting there in the second row. The orchestra starts, and she entered right from the orchestra pit, right in front of my face, and I thought I was going to die. I thought I was going to die.
Yes.
But
just an audience with the Queen, basically, for
but
Broadway.
just being an audience member too, as it's like at an actual Broadway show, was just a completely different experience.
It really is.
When you get the understudy, you get a future star.
That's right.
true.
That's true.
Do you have, final question, do you have a pinch me moment from this stage that Mrs. Flamer brought to our community that made you really realize you brought Broadway home to Canada?
Yes, I mean the first Broadway by the Sea, the audience, the final audience reaction, the standing ovation that happened, and it lasted for a long time. And I remember because I directed the show, so I was sitting right over here with the sound department going, "We did it, you can breathe now." Yeah. And just hearing everyone behind me, the chatter, and everyone going, "This was so much fun! Oh my gosh, I can't wait for next year. Can I get tickets to the evening show?" And hearing the chatter, for me, that was like, "Oh my gosh, something's happening here. We've created something here." So that for me was hearing the audience behind me.
Absolutely.
When it happened, yeah.
It was incredible, and talking to the people who were involved with it too, especially the Broadway people coming here going, "This is the best gig ever." They just said it was just like they just signed me up, and then everybody's starting to hear about it. And I particularly remember one day. When we did One Day More the first time, and Mrs. Flamer stood up after that song was done.
She was the first person to stand up.
She was. She was the first, and I was sitting out in the thing, and then all of a sudden I saw her stand up, and I just went, "Okay, I guess she likes it."
She liked it.
We did okay. Yeah. We did all right. Yeah. So it was. It's just, and she is just such a wonderful woman.
Yeah.
What she's made here, and the second we saw this place, we thought we needed to do something. We just didn't. In our wildest dreams, we didn't know it was going to go as well as it has.
And I think too, Tony and I, we both worked all over the world in different theaters and different capacities, but this space is so special. And I have never encountered a space like this in all of my travels and journeys. And I didn't know this was here, this gem of a stage and this gem of a community. And so I feel so lucky to be welcomed in the way that we have the last 3 summers now. Yep. And we're going to keep coming back, hopefully.
That's it.
And keep growing and keep expanding our programming. So yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Well, thank you. Thank you both for sitting down with us today. We look forward to seeing your shows all summer long right here.
Yes, thank you so much.
Happy Canada Day. We're ready to go. We're ready to rock.
All right, and break a leg.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to Tony Lepage and Courtney Hammond for inviting us to sit down with them before their big show this past summer, and we look forward to sitting with them again this year to find out what they have in store for Kira Amphitheatre.
Absolutely, absolutely. We'll be back with more highlights from 2024 right after this message.
Welcome back to a special episode of Good Day from the Bay, where we are taking a look back at all our highlights from 2024.
Yes, our next clip comes from what I like to call our chocolate show, where we featured Mark and Victoria McGuire from the McGuire Chocolate Company here in St. Andrews.
It was so incredible to learn all the steps that go into making the incredible quality chocolate that they have right here in St. Andrews.
Absolutely. It's just magic what they do. And a great interview with them, too. That was so much fun talking to them. But then, of course, the big highlight from that show, of course, was where we finished off doing the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge.
A cause that is near and dear to their hearts. Some of their chocolate bars from their store go towards ALS. But they also challenged us to do the ice bucket challenge, which, I mean, we were game. We were game.
Absolutely.
Or at least we'll let you be the judge of that. Take a look.
Here we are down on the wharf at St. Andrews to do the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. So how are you feeling, Vicki?
I'm feeling progressively more nervous. I feel like I kind of want to get it over with, but I am extremely excited to challenge Brad Henderson, our mayor, to the Ice Bucket Challenge.
Absolutely,
next.
Brad. And Brad, we won't make you do it alone. You can bring the town councilor of your choice. So how's that?
Yeah, we're doing it together,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
they may as well. All right.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous too, but I'm just the thing I'm more worried about is who's going to scream more like a little girl, me or you?
I think I'll be higher, you'll be louder, and to explain why is that these buckets are so full of ice and water that we need help to
We
dump
do
them on
need help. We
ourselves.
can't even lift them. We're so weak. So we have our two icers here. That's how we call them. And we're going to count them down. All right, are you ready? Let's see, we all dance. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Wow! Okay. Okay. Yes, okay.
Brad Henderson?
Brad Anderson.
You're next.
You're next. Thank you for watching us doing the Ice Bucket Challenge. We highly recommend it.
I was so glad that we did that at the end of August when it was nice and hot. So at least it was very refreshing, if not startling, to say the least.
Still very cold though, because the ice is in the bucket of water. That was crazy. But what we can happily report is that Mayor Brad Henderson, who we challenged, brought along members of his council, and they did the ice bucket challenge right after we did, and they set off this whole chain reaction of people across Charlotte County doing the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge on the 10th anniversary of the viral video.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, it was a lot of fun, but also felt so good to contribute to a cause that is so important, but also so important to people here in our community.
Yeah, and we've had the privilege on this show of being a part of a lot of things that give back to the community. One of those things is the Systema music program here in New Brunswick.
Absolutely. That was another great day when we traveled up to St. John and met with the head of Systema, Ken Mainville, and some of the teachers there, and got to see some of the kids performing, which took me right back to my childhood, which was such a beautiful day.
3 hours a day, 5 days a week is what these kids put into practicing, and it shows because many of them have been invited to Carnegie Hall to play, and their accomplishments are just so incredible, and we couldn't be more proud to have Systema now here in St. Stephen, which is why we went to visit the kids in St. John. And they performed their first concert ever for the Systema program in St. Stephen this past December. CHCO was proud to be there to take it all in. Here's a look at that concert now.
For the first piece will be pizzicato. It's fun and easy because it's just violin bow. It's not violin bow actually. It's plucking, and violin, when it's with violin bow, it's called arco.
second piece. Victoria, can you introduce the second piece for us?
The second piece is called Etude Number 1. It is fun and serious because you pluck and there's an 8-measure rest and you also use your bow.
Sandy, could you please introduce the third piece for us?
The third piece was Concerto All Air, and it's very fun because you only use bow, which is called our code.
The third piece is a little bit special. We have divided into 2 groups, right? So, yes, students from St. Stephen will play the second violin part. Students from Milltown will play the first violin part. Three, two, one.
Well, I have to say that was pretty incredible. As someone who grew up playing a string instrument myself, I can say that from them starting from 0 to where they are now in just a few short months is really quite an accomplishment, and I can't wait to see what these kids do in the future.
Oh, it's so exciting, and I know that they plan to introduce more instruments into the Sistema St. Stephen program in the years ahead, and I honestly hope as we follow these students throughout their music careers, maybe we'll have them as guests on the show one day. Maybe they'll even take the Good Day from the Bay questionnaire, which has become a staple of the show. Every episode we ask someone, one of our featured guests, to take this questionnaire and get to know them in a different way than you would in just a traditional interview. And one of those special ones for me, I've got a soft spot for James Mellinger. He's been a huge supporter of CHCO. He's always open to coming on any show we do and doing an interview. We love him so much. So it was a privilege that he joined us here after Comedy Fest to take the questionnaire.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, we had so many great answers from all of our guests, but you know, James being James, he really hit it out of the park, shall we say.
And you know what was nice about James too is that some of his answers, given the success he's created for himself in New Brunswick, moving from the UK to be a comedian here, I loved his answer for the best advice he's ever received. That's a question I love hearing answered by anyone. But given the very unique career path he's followed, hearing his answer, and he was very sincere and serious in his answer,
Absolutely.
it was really interesting. Let's take a look at that clip right now.
when I first started out doing comedy, and I asked Jimmy Carr for advice, like I think possibly naively thinking there was some kind of shortcut, and he just looked at me and he just said gig, 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 and just walked away, gig, gig, as he walked away, gig, gig, as he walked away, just gig, gig, and it really is the only solution. It's funny, and comedians ask me like what, and it's just like just get on stage as often as possible, write every day. I would say that was. Starting out, that was the thing that made me realize, oh wow, there is no shortcut. The only way, it's practice. Like, you can't practice at home. It's not like other art forms where you can master painting or guitar in a bedroom. You have to do it in front of an audience to get up there and do it. And then when I was looking to move here and everyone was saying, Canadian comedians in London were telling me there'd be no industry here and you wouldn't be able to carry on. And then people here told me that, and it was the comedian Catherine Ryan said to me, she said, don't listen to any of it. She said, in Canada, she said, they're right. Like, if you want to go the traditional path, the big clubs, the big festivals, there's nothing there. But she said there's this underground independent scene of passionate people who in small towns can go out and put on shows and make money and find, if success to you is being able to, feed a family, to doing the job you love, then that's success. And she knew that was how my mindset worked, and that gave me the impetus when I got here to hit the ground running, just doing small gigs and going out there and playing rural communities. And it was so Catherine Ryan that gave me that advice. And then the third thing would be a counsellor that I had very recently who was helping with my ADHD called Dr. Meredith Henry, and I can't remember the exact words that she said, but she basically, when I was talking about my 3 a.m. wake up panics and panics and anxieties about things, and she said, the thing to remember every time you have one of these panics is everything that you will ever go through, you've already been through the same or worse, and you've already come out. She's obviously said it far better than this, but basically what she's saying was anything that you ever come up against, you've already been through and overcome something as bad or worse. So you're going to get through this one, and that I've found very helpful as well.
Thanks again to James Mullinger and all of our guests who took the Good Day from the Bay questionnaire and for all the great answers.
I learned a lot.
Absolutely, so did I. We'll be back with more Good Day from the Bay right after this.
Welcome back to a special episode of Good Day from the Bay, looking back at the highlights from 2024.
We'd like to thank all our viewers for your support this year. We truly appreciate it, and we have lots planned for 2025 to keep this going. But before we close out, we're going to end with one last segment, which is from local musician Jacob Rose singing Wharfbound.
Life is filled with all the love we make, pictures of the things we give and take. Not sure how I got so far away. I long to be wharf-bound. I long to be wharf-bound. It's the warmest feeling that I have found. I long to be wharf-bound in my hometown. A precious face, a faded memory. There's a place providing remedy. And I know now where I long to be. I long to be wharf-bound. I long to be wharf-bound. It's the warmest feeling that I have found. I long to be wharf-bound in my hometown. I long to be back home, where I know I'm not alone. I long to be back home, but my heart is overthrown. I long to be wharf-bound. I long to be wharf-bound. I long to be wharf-bound in my own town.